Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for Doom Patrol Season 3, Episode 7, Bird Patrol. Welcome, everybody. Let me take care of some business first, then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you want to know when I'll be on live again next, you get that bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. I just need to drop myself just a little bit there. There we go. Much better. And I might have dropped myself a little too much there for a second. There we go. And take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media on there and all the links to my pages as well. All right. So, I read everything that you wrote there, Philip, and I disagree. So, let's get to it, shall we? Where am I here? Here we go. Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video. Comment down below in the comments section. All right. Yes. You got enough time to go away? All right. There we go. You've been warned. So, wow. This actually did pay off everything. I mean, we got everything that we needed to do. Basically everything had been set up, and in previous episodes we finally got paid off in this episode. So we finally found out why everyone's pissed off at why the Sisterhood of Dada is pissed off at Madame Rouge. It's because, of course, she fucked them over. Yeah, after what is it, 35 years at the Bureau of Normalcy, she basically just started, you know, uh, putting every meta into weapon status. And then finally, she was kind of forced by her superiors to do that as well, and with them. And even though she herself never went into that whole service, if you will. And we find out that Bendy, well, actually Rita, is has actually gone with this group as well, and she is in current time thinking that she's still Bendy, not knowing that she's Rita, so she still doesn't have her memories back. And we finally found out how Malcolm died. I mean, Malcolm died with the whole being conscripted into the Bureau of Normalcy's war, whatever their war was there. So yeah. Uh some good stuff. Like I said, we got this whole thing coming about, and then also we had Cyborg dealing with coming to grips with what he wants. Honestly, does he want to become human? Does he not want to be a superhero anymore? And he talks it out with Ronnie a bit, and Ronnie's like, dude, you are actually a face. You are doing something for the cause, as she says. You are going through the front door. I'm going through the back door, kind of thing. And she's trying to talk him out of removing all his cybernetics, all his prosthetics, all of that, because he can actually do more good for people, you know, as he is, rather than as a human being, or I guess not as a human being, as someone without any kind of cybernetic enhancements. Yeah. And yes, the canary in the coal mine did die. And then of course Larry, we've got Larry coughing up the fucking space parasite, and I loved Madame Rouge coming in and basically saying, she goes, "Have you been to space before?" And he goes, "Well, yeah, I was in a nebula, a negative nebula." And she goes, "That'll do it right there. Best thing to do is just to stomp on it, or set it on fire, both." Which I thought was pretty damn funny. And of course, what does he do? He takes it out to the fucking forest and leaves it there. And then, of course, his fatherly instincts kick in, and he's like, wrapping it, giving it a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, giving it a little scarf, things like that. Did Cyborg's doctor give you bad vibes too? A little bit. Yeah, Raymond, a little bit. She did. Yes, exactly. Don't name it. And you know what? I was actually thinking of if you've ever watched the animated Teen Titans show, they have a worm called Silky, and it looks exactly like what he coughed up. And I was like, Silky, which was kind of funny, but yeah, also wrong at the same time. And of course, Cliff is still dealing with his shit with the Parkinson's, and he of course pisses off Jane because he sold all her albums. Basically, he sold off all their shit, and so what happens is Cher's workout tape, which I didn't know existed, he also sold because he got a lot of money for those. And Flit ends up leaving him at Clara's doorstep before he wants to, of course, come back. And Clara's wife is actually seeing his hand tremors coming back, and yeah, shit is happening again on that one. Oh man, and of course we have the eternal flagellation starting up at this point too, where yeah, Malcolm is being reborn, I guess, as a some kind of weird face creature with wings. And from what it looks like, yeah, there's a lot of weird shit that's going on. Lloyd at one point says that you have nothing to worry about unless you're bad, is what he says about the eternal flagellation. And of course, they all disappear. So after they release the winged faces, and of course, Jane gets shit on, and then everyone else tends to disappear as these faces are hitting them, and they poof out. And if you notice, the faces are all people that they know. So that last little shot, the one that I used as a thumbnail. And by the way, when I was looking for images and stuff like that for this episode, everyone's using the same 5 fucking images. No one's using anything good. Everything is boring out there. So I actually went on to the reason why I'm late is because I had to manufacture my own thumbnail, of course, again. And so I went in and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take a couple shots here and there of the TV. And the best one I got, of course, was this one, which was all the faces. And if you notice, it's Pretty Polly's in there. The therapist is there, Dr. Garrison. I- that's what I just called her, was Dr. Garrison. But yeah. And yeah, it's fairly interesting. I guess they're going to face their demons again. So they've already faced them in purgatory, if you will. They've already faced their disappointments, I guess you could say, or they've come to terms with their loved ones that have passed, that are no longer there. Their loved ones and their hated ones, if you will. And now they have to come to terms with themselves at this point. Thank you, Mufino, but you didn't need to do that. Um, but they're having to come to terms with themselves. And I think I was saying this before that that's what this season is all about, is about self-discovery and learning your unleashing your potential, if you will. So the first season was becoming, the second season was they more or less rebelling against what you've become, and then finally acceptance of it. And then the third season now is acceptance of yourself and learning what yourself is at this point. So CBM says Flit rarely spends a lot of time on the surface. When she does, she's pissed or high on exactly. Yeah. What else we got here? Someone will steal it. My thumbnail, most likely. That's fine. Raymond says, I like how Robot Man was still confused on what the eternal flagellation. Yeah, he kept calling it the eternal flatulation, which I thought was funny. I like the eternal flatulation as well. Yeah, and what was it that uh so Chachiko was saying, is that it's the prelude to the prelude? And Cliff's like, that doesn't sound good. Uh, am I a little bit choppy? Is that what was going on there? I know I know something was going on there for a second. I saw it too, but yeah. No, it was probably me. I'm fairly sure it's my internet's been acting up. I don't know why it has, and yes, and I've turned it off and turned it back on again and all that shit. So thanks. I think the sound's okay though. I think the sound should be okay. Yeah, I know it's okay now. I saw it. Yeah. Fucking YouTube. That's all I can say. So yeah, again, this is all about self-discovery, and that's what we've seen with the whole sisterhood of Dada is becoming yourself and releasing your inner potential. Basically, what the sisterhood of Dada is, it's the Doom Patrol, only instead of with Niles Calder in charge, it was Laura DeMille. Yeah. And of course, Laura DeMille let them down, kind of like Niles Calder did to Doom Patrol, only he did it purposely to begin with. And yeah. Raymond says Bicycle Man's speech was pretty deep. Lloyd is his name, by the way. Atomic bomb, civil rights, etc. Yeah. CBM says, do you think Rita remembers? One person noted that she said that Laura told her the sisterhood was evil. Well, yeah, she said the sisterhood was evil at the very beginning. Remember when she first met them? When she first met Laura, and she was sitting there, and she said that the sisterhood is bad. That was when she brought out the little, piece of paper. She didn't say it was evil, really. She just said it was bad. So yeah, that's where that all goes down to. So good episode. I liked it. Like I said, we moved along with stuff. Now we get to see what the hell the eternal flagellation is. And we got 3 episodes left, right? 8, 9, and 10. There we go. Oh, actually, no, we got more than that. I take that back. I think we have 13. Let me see what we got here. Look at all episodes, and of course, that'll probably screw my internet. Yeah, it's 10. I take that back. It is 10. So yes, we only have 3 more episodes left here. 8, 9, and 10. And then things get to be wrapped up. Raymond says, so how did Rita time travel on the spot without a machine? She didn't, Raymond. She's been there the entire time. So she's been around since 1917. And this officially makes Rita, by the way, the oldest member of the group. Because remember, she's been around since at least, I would say she's born in the 1930s. And so you say 1930s, let's say 1931, just to be, accurate there. Uh, so you're looking at 90 years old by the time she left. And then in 19 to 1917 to back to now, which adds another 104 years to her. So she's almost 200 years old. There you go. Penn says, does the sisterhood make you think of at all of dispatches from elsewhere? It's probably just me. No, it didn't make me think about that at all. I mean, it's a movement of uh finding the absurd in the everyday life. That's what it was, and I was okay with it. That's the Dada was a real movement that happened in the Victorian era. It was actually a direct response to the Victorian era, for all the um, how should I say, more of all the puritanical bullshit that happened during the Victorian era. So that's what the Dada movement was about pushing the boundaries out of the Victorian era, and just making people. And then, of course, you swung completely wildly into the Roaring 20s and the 30s, where you had a lot of shit going on. And then, of course, people kind of got a little more straight laced near the end of the 30s. And then the 40s, of course, you had World War II, and then the 50s, everyone just went really square at that point. Then the 60s again, you swing back again. So it just goes back and forth. It all depends on what society considers the quote unquote norm at that point in time. And then, of course, you have people that rebel against it, or a group of people that rebel against it, and you swing back the other direction. 60s, 70s, and you go into the 80s, and you get, more the 90s, you start becoming more puritanical again, and then the early 2000s, and now we're where we're at right now, where we're, you know, more puritanical on that one. So yeah, it's going to swing back again. It's usually what ends up happening. All right. So looking forward to next week's episode. What else do I have going on? Not a lot. So I'm in the middle of a house hunt right now is what's going on. So that's the reason why I'm not doing a lot of stuff at the moment. I'm trying to find a place because my lease here is up in January and I want to get out. So what else do I have going on? Tomorrow I'm going to be off. Saturday is Saturday morning blast off where I take the genre news of the weekend, any genre stuff you guys want to talk about. We talk about it, and it's probably going to be a bit earlier because I've got stuff I'm doing on Saturday. Sunday I'm going to be off. Monday will be Why the Last Man. Yes, I know it's canceled, but we've only got a couple episodes left. I might as well finish it out, so it's not that bad. Tuesday will be another Is It Worth My Time, and this time around it's going to be Dune. That's right. Dune is released this weekend. So is Lock and Key. Lock and Key is released this weekend as well. And I might do a double header with Lock and Key later on in the week, of course, next week. Wednesday, I'll probably be off. And then Thursday, we go back around to Doom Patrol again on that one. So Malcolm came back as Pissed Off Birds. I don't know. So that's the whole thing, Raymond, that kind of weirds me out. I don't know what the eternal flagellation is and how Malcolm ties into this and how he came back as a bird or a weird face bird or something like that. It doesn't kind of like Facebook, Facebook. I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know what's happening there with that. I will find out next episode is what we'll find out most likely. Well, we'll find out some of it anyway. I don't know if anyone watched the credits. If you go to the very end of the credits, they have the trailer for next week's episode. Then, of course, they talk about this week's episode, the cast and the crew. So I kind of like that. We did see him in the afterlife. Yes. Now we know that was Malcolm. Why he had the melted face was kind of weird, considering that was the mask that he was wearing to portray Rita or Bendy in her sad state when she kind of melts. So that was just kind of weird. It really was. Yeah, Raymond, that actually kind of threw me off too. I didn't know Jovian Wade was British, and when he started speaking the British accent, in his normal accent, I was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" I mean, that's really what it was. And yeah, because I've never heard his real voice. I've either seen him on Twitter or seen him on, you know, Doom Patrol. So I've never seen him speak as himself. And yeah, that it kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop there as well. It's cool though. I mean, it's always nice when you find out something weird like that from somebody. So with that said, I want to thank everybody who joined me tonight in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can as well, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, hit that bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it out every week. Also, all the links to my social media are on there and all the links to my pages as well. So I'm going to let you guys go for the night. Thank you, everybody. I will see you again on Saturday for Saturday morning blast off. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, You may end up with a face bird that shits on your face before it bumps into you and woofs you out of existence in a puff of smoke. Who knows what this shit is all about? We'll find out next week. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow, or excuse me, Saturday. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, wear those masks, get those vaccine shots, and take care out there, everyone. All right, stay safe. Have a good night.